Greetings, YouTube. Today, we have a guest. I'm going to try to keep this short today because, frankly, I really don't want her to get upset. So, yesterday, the state of Illinois outlawed the death penalty. This, in my opinion, is a great thing. That means that there are now 16 states in the United States where the death penalty is legal, and unfortunately, 34 where it's still allowed. And one of those, unfortunately, is my state of New Hampshire. And in fact, a bill coming up right now in the state of New Hampshire is going to expand the number of crimes that fall under the category of death penalty, and that makes things worse. Now, there are people who think the death penalty is positive. They think it's a deterrent. But every piece of evidence I've ever seen has shown that the death penalty is not a deterrent. That a lot of crimes that lead in someone's death, that fall under the category of a death penalty crime, are done at the spur of the moment or by those who are insane, or at least sociopathic. So, they don't care, and they didn't think about it. There are very few crimes like this which are thought out and planned by people who don't accept the fact that they're going to kill somebody. Death penalty isn't going to stop them. The death penalty doesn't do anything except give the state the power to kill a helpless human being. And that is something I don't think the state should be involved in. That's not the state's job. I think that falls well outside the Constitution's concepts of promoting life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So for the Constitutionists out there, you should be arguing against the death penalty in my book. This whole eye for an eye thing, that leaves the world blind. I've even heard people argue, one of my subscribers, that the death penalty is more humane than life in prison. Well, here's the thing. If you send someone to prison for life, and you find out later that they're innocent, you let them go. You can't unkill them. Since justice is not perfect, we should not have a final solution like taking someone's life, particularly a helpless human being. Well, I also have a problem with the fact that there's quite frequently DNA evidence at crime scenes, and the court system doesn't test every suspect, and I think that should be put into law. If there's DNA evidence at a crime scene, every single suspect should be tested against it. I don't care how much it costs. Better that 1,000 guilty men go free than one innocent man go to prison. Another thing I have a problem with is that there's very little repercussions for a prosecutor and the prosecutors, the system that supports them, if they send a person to prison who is innocent. They're like, oh, my bad. They may get run out of office. Whoops, sorry. So I have a solution. If a prosecutor sends someone to prison, and they find out later that that person is innocent, you make the entire prosecution team work off the rest of that sentence. So you send somebody to jail for life, and after 20 years they get set free. Well, you now get to go spend the rest of your life in prison because you forced someone into jail who was innocent. Because the prosecution teams have been known to bend the law, to push people, to hide data, to overemphasize data, to get questionable experts. Alright? So we need to make sure that the prosecution that we do in America is absolutely the best possible. And the only way I can think that is going to happen is if we have accountability. And accountability in this case means if you screw up, you pay the penalty. Yes, I know, this is going to be an unpopular view. This isn't going to be tough on crime. Well, the death penalty isn't about being tough on crime, folks. The death penalty is about vengeance. And vengeance isn't part of justice. Vengeance just destroys a society that practices it. We don't need it. So, like I said, 16 states have abolished the death penalty. We've got 34 to go.